just keep making stuff. This is such great advice, especially when you are a bit unsure of the route that you want to take creatively. Like if you are feeling a bit uneasy about the idea of going into your creative workspace without a plan, or just having those days where you're feeling like, oh man, I'm not feeling particularly creative today, but I've made this commitment to be creative every day, but today I don't even know where to start. I'm just feeling uninspired or feeling low creatively, so I don't know what to start. And this idea of just make stuff, to me, is a best way to face this challenge of not feeling creative. Because for me, the idea of just create anything, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It's like, oh, I'm feeling low today, I don't know what to start, I don't know what to create. I'm gonna draw a bunch of circles. And just warm up my wrist by drawing a bunch of circles, or do some gesture studies. There's a lot of you can go on one of these websites where it generates images for you, or rather it creates a slideshow of images of poses, and you just turn that on, and then you start practicing gesture drawings. And that is a great thing for you, because you're also practicing this very important fundamental. So yeah, just create stuff. If you're feeling a bit low, don't overthink it. Don't try to tell yourself that you need to create something spectacular. Create a simple thing, something very, very simple, something that you can. You are a bit confident in creating. Like I don't know. I'm not very good at drawing mecha designs, or guns or something that intricate. But I can draw a box. I can absolutely draw a box. I feel confident in that. So that's where I would start. I said, oh, okay, then let me draw a bunch of boxes. And what I find is that when I start just moving my wrist, putting pencil to paper, my creativity comes back. So it's one of those days. But for days like that where I'm feeling uninspired, me personally, and I've mentioned this in other videos, is I like to create mood boards of things that I find interesting that I will put away. So basically just a bunch of references that is always ready in my arsenal. So days where I'm not feeling creative, it's like, oh, okay, let me just pull up my references. Oh, okay, I'll draw this looks interesting, I'll draw that. So it's good to have this in your backup, so that you can refer to them whenever you're feeling a bit not so creative that day. But the idea is just to create stuff, and the more you create things, the more you will find your path. It's never a straight path. The path is never straight, but the more you do it, the more you actually see where you gravitate to. Because the more you just create random things over and over again, you will find that there is a certain thing that you tend to gravitate to quite a bit, and that will be your focus. You will find like you're creating random things, but you really like drawing portraits. Most of the times you're drawing portraits, and lean into that. The idea is just to create what interests you, because that is the best way for you to be able to stick with this thing long term. So gravitate to the things that you or rather focus more on the things that you find yourself gravitating to, and that will lead to a more sustainable approach. That will lead to a more sustainable workflow, and you will find that being consistent becomes something that is less of a challenge for you, because you're just creating things that you enjoy, and you're also keeping it low pressure. Keep it low pressure. Don't try to overwhelm yourself with big undertakings, which is a very hard thing for me to do, and I would imagine a lot of artists, because we tend to get very excited about the things that we want to create, and we get very ambitious, which is a good thing, but it can also be a hinder to your consistent productivity, because you find yourself thinking of creating this spectacular project, and you're not really thinking about how much time that will take. Yeah, like in my brain, I'm thinking, I want to create this particular thing, but I want to create it in a very short period of time. Like I want to sit down and knock it out, because I'm so excited to do it. And then I start undertaking this endeavor, and the more I'm going through the process of creating this magnificent project that is in my head, the more I start to realize, this is gonna take some time. It's gonna take quite a long time, actually. It's a big thing that I've committed to. And in the past, I will find myself getting frustrated and just putting the pencil down, like, no, this is too much. I'm backing off. It's too big of a project. And then I will move on. Immediately after that, I will move on to the next thing, which is also another big, ambitious project. And the cycle will repeat, So the idea is to, if I'm not saying we shouldn't strive for these lofty, ambitious goals. I definitely do, but the approach that I'm taking nowadays is I have this big thing that I want to create, but I'm gonna break it down into small chunks. So my focus will be just knocking out a small chunk of it every day. Every day, I'm just chipping away. Until it's finished. And then I'll move on to the next thing, and the same approach repeats itself, right? Have big goals, yes, but break your goals down into smaller, manageable chunks. Don't overwhelm yourself, because if you overwhelm yourself, you're not gonna finish. If you expect yourself to create all this huge body of work like in a day, that is just unreasonable. Try to give yourself some space to breathe with your creativity, so that you can be creative. Because another thing that sparks creativity is not feeling overwhelmed. If you feel like there's room for you to explore, then you'll be more creative that way. It really helps your creative mind, because you free your mind of all these other worries, and then you can just explore without fear. And that's the idea. You want to be free to explore without fearing failure, or fearing that this thing is not going to come out the way that I want, because it's too big of an endeavor. So keep it lightweight, and then that will also contribute to your confidence. You'll feel more confident to explore different ideas, and you will find yourself creating amazing things. But amazing things take time, and the best way to produce them is small chunks, one step at a time, and make sure you enjoy the process. And that is one of my main focuses, actually. It's about the journey for me. It's about the process of creating. Like, my favorite part of creating actually is the initial phase, the exploration phase, where I'm just drawing figures, posing, changing the pose of a character, just moving it around. It's very, there's no commitment to anything yet, and the pressure is low. I am making this simplified figures that has very little detail, and I can just move them around, and it's very low pressure, right? And I'm saying it's a process of drawing for me that I find not too challenging, but it absolutely is essential for whatever you're going to be creating, because this is where you lay your foundation down. So the more time you spend on this part of the drawing process, the better I find that my finished piece will come out, because I've spent my time laying down the foundation. So if you can find a way to enjoy that initial process, which is essential to whatever you're creating, I think that can help improve your illustrations as well, because you're spending time. I remember I watch a lot of Jim Lee videos, because I don't know if he still streams, because I know he used to stream on Twitch, and some of his stream videos will be uploaded to YouTube, and I used to watch a lot of those videos. I still watch them every once in a while now. But the way that man draws, you can see in the initial phase when he's starting a comic page, he does thumbnails, but he does thumbnail on the actual page, and you just see him moving things around, moving figures around, and it amazes me how he just does it from his head. Like he has drawn so many things over the years. Like he's a master. He can just turn a figure in any direction that he wants, and I would love to get to that. To get to that level of skill where I'm just drawing a figure in any pose, in any angle, and he's a master. I've said this before. Jim Lee is my favorite artist ever. He's awesome. He's awesome. I'm a big fan of his work, But yeah, he spends some time, moving things around, and until he's happy with what he wants to present. And then and only then he starts adding details. And that's the approach that I've been trying to include in my workflow too, And that's really all I wanted to talk about today. This idea of just taking your big projects, breaking them down into smaller, manageable chunks, and make sure you're enjoying yourself, having fun, and I wish you all the best on your art journey, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers.